I want to move on to something that may come up at the debate, because we know one of Chris Wallace's, who's moderating on Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, don't miss it, one of his topics that he's listed is foreign hotspots. Well, it doesn't get any hotter right now than Yemen and Iraq. And just this hour we learned that the Prime Minister of Iraq has said that it is on now, the mission to retake Mosul. We have been there before. We recently had a veteran in, Ben Collins, who talked with me, who's been there, to talk a little bit about it. Let's watch that, and then we'll bring it back out to the insiders.
The reality is we have towns in Iraq and Afghanistan that we paid the ultimate sacrifice for. I mean, and for guys like me, I mean, it's holy ground. I mean, it's American blood that was spilled to retake these towns. And, you know, and that's a big concern about here. I mean, we never really had a day after plan in the first time around. What's going to be the stabilization?
All right, let's go straight to Doug Schoen. Doug, this is happening right in the middle of a presidential campaign. We knew sometime in October the importance of it.
Right, and Donald Trump has to outline the failures of the Clinton-Obama foreign policy, the lack of a clear plan going forward, the risks created around the world by Iran and North Korea, the Russians and the Chinese, the fact that the Middle East is in chaos. Pat and John are right. If he has a vision for the future, both domestically and, as you asked about, internationally, he can improve himself. He has to speak that way. Otherwise, he will not maximize his chances.
It's interesting because on Twitter right now, one of our viewers, Ms. Flower, says right before the election, now we want to make this kind of move.
You saw what the FBI did. We see now in what the media will not cover in terms of the emails, the leaks, the reports from Judicial Watch had released, the FBI files tomorrow. The media will not cover them because they are on one side in a way that threatens American democracy.
Pat, are you saying the Iraqi Prime Minister has launched this mission in October for our campaign?
But it's his military, by the way.
No, it's our airstrikes they can't live without. It's our artillery they can't live without. And if you don't believe that Barack Obama is fully capable of putting on this war, which he won't do anywhere else to stop anybody, to help Hillary Clinton, you better believe.
Don't sugarcoat it, Pat. You need to get a little enthusiasm for this.
I'm sorry. Well, I mean, that's what I believe. In the American, the cynicism going on in this country.
The Iraqi Prime Minister is not making these decisions on his own. If the President of the United States didn't sign off, there'd be no offensive towards Mosul. And what we heard in the interview from Ben Collins is right. We can, I'm sure, retake Mosul. We need a stabilization plan. Without that, it'll go back to chaos.
It all comes down to that end game.
Yeah, but the end game won't be till after the election. The taking of Mosul will happen before our election, and there'll be a victory lap from Obama and Hillary and all of them, and then it'll go to hell in a handbasket all over
By the way, prayerfully for our men and women on the ground, that's what we want. Politics aside, our people are in danger if they're anywhere near where this is going on.
One wish is never the case.
By the way,
worse than Watergate.
2:56 in the morning in Mosul, Iraq right now, and it is on to take back Mosul. Stay close.